Welcome to the Bayside Sports Podcasting. Today's segment, we're going to be talking a lot about high school football. As you hear, we have Tyler Ryan Smeltekop, as he's listed on here, and Mr. Hazen Heskets himself. Gentlemen, pleasure to be with you all this lovely evening.
Thank you. That's awesome to be here. Very excited.
Awesome.
Great to finally be here with you all. Let's do this.
The debut of the Bayside Sports Podcasting Studio. Not really a studio, but you guys know what we mean. So what we got on agenda today, we're going to recap a little bit what happened about high school football last week, talk a little bit about what's going to happen this week, and first things first, kind of go over introductions. Us three, I think we're really pretty competitive guys. We all played high school sports. Tyler was a great running back for Anchor Bay. Hazen was a great goalie for Anchor Bay. I was a baseball player. I tried football. It just didn't really work out. Hey, you win some, you lose some. Yeah, that's what I got. You gentlemen got anything?
Nothing really. Just excited to give our knowledge out to the people here about high school sports and specifically high school football right now.
Yep.
The biggest sport around, I guess, right now. Just very excited to be here.
Yeah, man. Dude, I don't like. All right, so Hazen.
Oh no, I cut out. No, it's cool though because us three known each other since middle school and playing sports and all like that. But now you can actually reflect and talk about it with other people and share that knowledge a little bit. It's interesting.
Yeah, it is, man. And let me tell you, for any high schools right now, don't those Friday nights, whether you play football or if you're just someone in the student section, try and make those nights last as long as possible. I so wish I can go back. I'm not even a whole year out of high school yet, or I guess I am almost 1 year out of high school, and I just already miss those Friday nights. Especially, I know a lot of seniors right now are missing that because of COVID, but like I said, just make the most of it. I so wish I can just watch another game in that student section. It's awesome.
I agree. I mean, I miss being out on the field. I wish I really could go back and play again.
Luckily, running back. Yeah.
Thank you.
You could have played college ball, right? College football.
I got an offer for Division III.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good offer. I liked it a lot, but I just wanted to go off to school to Michigan State. But I get to play club football at Michigan State now. I'm pretty excited about that.
You are playing club. I didn't know that, really.
It's in the spring. Yep.
There you go.
Pretty excited.
What position are you playing? Running back.
Running back. Yep.
Had a baby.
Okay.
Was running back, except for that stupid coach and was it Teeny Tars or whatever, had you playing line. I'll never forget that. I remember your dad told me that story. He was that coach. Now Tyler back in Teeny Tars, he had a coach. Basically, I could be getting this wrong, Tyler, but then he said you'll only be a lineman and nothing else.
Yeah, that was Anchor Bay Buccaneers. Did not like
that.
Yeah,
dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They were wrong.
Then Tyler goes on. Becomes a stud running back for Anchor Bay. So. But yeah, dude, man, yeah, we're pretty competitive people. Me and Skets, we have our.
Oh my God.
We hate each other, man. But we love each other. We have our moment. Backyard football, man. And we are too competitive, man.
Oh yeah.
That's our Super Bowl right there.
That is our Super Bowl. Every game that against each other. I mean, when we're on the same team, things are lovely, and
Oh, beautiful.
We love each other. But we're on different teams, man. Someone's getting a punch. It's undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So, fellas, all right. We're making pretty good on time here. All right. So, what we got here. All right. So, Tyler, what do you got going on as for our spreadsheets? How are we looking this week?
Oh, yeah, here. I'm going to share my screen here.
Yeah.
Go into the spreadsheet. Let's see.
Also, by the way, the Going to Work podcast, we'll be following this, and that one's more of a just straight up debate. All right. Oh, what do we got here?
All right, so here we go. We got, you want to start off with last week's scores and stuff like that?
Yeah, let's start off with last week. I recap that.
All right, so here we're gonna head up to I don't have the standings here, but I have everybody's record. Anchor Bay's 1-1 in the white. You got Utica 1-0. So they they were off week 1 because of COVID. A couple kids had COVID on their team. Henry Ford's 0-2. You got Mott 2-0, Lakeview 1-1, and LCN's 0-2. And they had to play Oxford week 1. a non-league game because they were supposed to play Utica, but the COVID situation. And the MAC
Yeah.
Chip Valley 1-1. You got Dakota 1-1, Stevenson 2-0, Ike's 0-2, Romeo's 0-2, and GPS is 2-0. That's kind of
Yes.
surprise there.
That's very surprising. Yeah.
I know.
Especially,
Yes.
yeah. Last year they were. I mean, they weren't too hot last year.
Now,
I don't think
Mac Red is very interesting.
their JV team wasn't great last year either, were they?
yeah, I mean their varsity team is actually pretty solid, but they were in the white, so they've been in the white the last 10 years, and I mean they should have been moved up a long time ago.
Okay,
But,
yeah.
I'm kind of surprised.
Right.
I knew they had some good talent, but I didn't think they'd be doing this well in the red.
All right. Yeah.
No, me
I'm
neither.
shocked by that too.
And
Also, Anchor Bay's first team in the red though too. We started off 2-0, didn't we?
we did against two non-league games. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We played Ann Arbor Pioneer EP1 and ended up winning 16-13 on a game-winning field goal. And we ended up Port here on week 2.
I remember that Port Huron game.
Marvin, we were at that game.
Yeah, we drove it together. That was a fun night, man.
Yep, I remember that.
Oh, that was I remember we got there. We got there like a little bit later. It was like maybe around second quarter. It was just about to start. And I look at the scoreboard. We're walking up to the stadium now. Port Huron Stadium. It's kind of cool. It looks almost like a mini football.
It's like a mini stadium. I agree.
Yeah.
It's not your standard like high school like stadium. It's like it looks like almost like a college stadium. It's pretty cool.
Everything's like really condensed too.
Yeah,
Like you're like right there on the field. It feels like.
Yeah.
I remember just like the sidelines. It was just like all you guys were like right on top of us.
Yeah, like that. It was awesome. I remember in Sketch Night we rolled up there. And we were looking at scoreboard. It was like. Because we thought we weren't going to be this good this year because we had a lot of guys leaving.
Yeah, we weren't sure yet.
We weren't sure. And we look at the scoreboard, was like, wait, that can't be – is that 21-3? Is that right? Like, we're like 21-3? It's not in the second quarter. What the hell is going on? Because we were talking our way up like, man, this might be a good game. Like, this might go down the wire when we get there.
Well, I remember we were only like 20 or 30 minutes late. Like,
yeah.
Like, we really –
yeah.
we and they were already smoking them. I was like, what?
I know. And I remember, I remember, what's his name? Who was the guy who was a really good our safety that year?
Michael Harper.
He was a senior. Michael Harper, dude. He had a kick return where he trucked the kicker.
Yeah, it was a girl.
It was a girl too. I didn't know. But like everyone just went nuts. I didn't know she was a girl till after the game. But
I
still have that in my head so well. I didn't know it was a girl either at the time, and he just flat out.
I turned to Hazen.
Ran through it.
Like Hazen was just.
Well, I remember he already had this huge gain on the punt. He like dusted off 3-4 people, and then he just ran through.
Yeah, he like stiffed. He like juked out 2 guys, stiffed armed 2 other guys, ran by everyone else, and then he just had the kicker. I mean, he probably could have easily ran around her, but he just runs right through the kicker. That was amazing.
Oh my god,
that was a great game. Like I think Harper he had 3 touchdowns. I had 2 touchdowns. Nico had a touchdown. Bryce had a touchdown. It was awesome.
Yeah, I remember one of your touchdowns was like a 20-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that was my first game starting for varsity. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was hype. I remember when they hit the announcer, Tower Smeltcap touchdown. That was nice to hear. But yeah, so we got a little off track there. Going to Tyler, let's see, I see you got these scores here. Any scores really surprise you? I tell you what, the Anchor Bay one really sticks out to me.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at that Anchor Bay game, and
that's
I don't know. Like I still honestly believe that Anchor Bay was the better team. It was just they came out when they came out and played Utica's first game. They came out with a lot of energy, and Anchor Bay just looked flat. And it was they just came out really slow. And I mean they had their chances. It was 16-8, almost going into halftime. And they had the ball. They ended up turning it over. Utica goes and scores for half, so it's 22-8 heading into half. Now they're getting the ball out after halftime as they defer to the second half. And they just couldn't put anything together. They just couldn't get another touchdown on the board, and Utica just kept firing away. Their quarterback, I forget his name, number 12, though. I give that man credit. He was the player of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. He had a couple touchdowns. Man, he couldn't really throw that well, but he could run.
I know he's Berg is his last name.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I know him. He's going. He's probably gonna wind up going. I heard he's got a couple D2 offers playing football. So I heard he's legit. Actually, I pitch about that. I play for St. Clair Community College. I'm a pitcher there. His older brother is a PO there at SE4 too.
Okay.
So that's how I know him.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. He was a very
Yeah.
good player. I give him the MVP of that game. He won that game for that team. He just the energy he brought for them and just the way he played was fantastic. And that's
Mm.
Yeah, from what I hear, I mean, from
they
what
pulled
he's
off
told
the
me, like,
upset.
they have like it's not just hit like obviously like their quarterback's very good, but they have like a couple other guys going D2, D3.
Yeah,
So Utica might be a surpriser this year. I feel like.
I agree.
Utica did look like a really good team. Like I'm not obviously I do think Anchor Bay could have stepped up and played better, but Utica
Oh yeah,
did look like a good team, and it would have been a hard out for anybody else playing them. I will say that.
Yeah. Like I feel like they don't have any like superstars. They don't have any kids going D1, but like when you have a group of a bunch of solid kids, good things can happen.
100%.
Mhm. A very physical team too.
Yeah, they were our anchor base corners were just getting knocked around. Same with their safety as well as like corner Brock Ammo. He was getting pushed back a little bit. I mean, he's holding his ground, but they were going at him good. And I thought the one play that I really thought hurt us was a touchdown play. We had a double covered on the receiver. John Sowers was covering him, let him inside, which is okay. But our safety, Ryan Greenberg, he just sat back too late in the end zone and didn't come up quick enough and gave up a touchdown. I mean, that just killed him there as he's double covered and he's still scoring. So,
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like Greenberg could be better at a different position, or is that
I think his best spot is safety or corner.
safety?
I
Okay.
I think he's got to be a little bit more aggressive. And
Okay.
he's not letting the game come to him. He's just kind of sitting back. I think he's got to be more aggressive and just go at it
So,
more.
yeah,
Just
because
breathe.
I mean, I'll never forget what happened last year when he got burnt twice in our Pioneer game.
Was that Pioneer? I remember
Yeah.
that.
That was tough, and we've got. Oh boy, do I have some memories showing my anger after that game. It's got you were there with me
Oh
too.
god, that and Port
That
Huron.
that game was. Port Huron actually wound up being really good. Actually, and I just found this out. Like last year, like people say like Anchor Bay sucked last year. Well, all the teams they lost to wound up going to the
Yeah, they all
playoffs.
made
Like,
they all made
you guys probably had one
No,
of the hardest
no,
schedules
yeah, I
in the
know.
state. Like no one thought Port Huron would be good, and they wound up going to regional final. Like you guys had a tough ass schedule. It's just tough.
in my opinion, I think MAC Red is one of the best football conferences in Michigan.
Oh yeah,
It's up
No,
there
it
with
definitely is.
Lake Orion, West Bloomfield, and all that in that conference. MAC
yeah,
Red really,
Well, they have what 3 or 4 teams that have won state titles before.
Oh yeah, and I mean
yeah,
Stevens, like you think about it, like Chippewa Valley won a state title 3 years ago. Dakota's been up there always.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Stevenson's back now, and they're Stevenson's really good. Like I
yeah,
picked Dakota to win last week, and Stevenson pulls off the upset 12-7, and their defense is
yeah,
just they fly around and make plays, and they got a good
Yeah.
guy in Jordan Ramsey. He's their safety and running back, and he is a great player. And Giovanni Helati, he's going to University of Michigan. He's a lineman for them. He's a great
yeah.
player as well.
Mm.
So that I mean, they're a surpriser team, and I think they're going to keep continuing to have success. There's
Yeah,
very
last year too. Even they had that big tackle that went to Michigan.
yeah
I mean,
that's Giovanni. He's
Giovanni, yeah, sorry,
he's a
yeah.
senior this
Yeah.
year. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, he's. Oh, I thought last year he was a senior. He's a
No,
senior
he was
this
a
year.
junior last year, so he's a senior this year. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
It's a good team over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, man. I mean, no one really thought they would made it as far as they did last year. Last year they made it to the Final Four, didn't they, in the playoffs?
They did. Yeah, and they ended up
Did.
losing to Davidson. Close game too.
I heard, yeah, but there was a BS pass interference call that game.
Yeah.
That
So I'm
was
excited to see what goes on this year. As every high school team makes the playoffs in 11-man, 8-man football, it's still by the normal rules. But yeah, all 11-man football teams make the playoffs. So
Mm.
yeah.
Wow. All right. Going down this list here. Anything else you really got? I didn't think. I thought the Romeo Chippewa would be a little bit closer. I didn't think
I did
Romeo.
too. I think Romeo is. I think they're
Yeah.
not as good as we thought they'd be this year. I mean, they're still a great football team, but I definitely thought we'd see a lot more out of them. They're struggling a little bit to start off here, so I guess we'll
Yeah.
see what happens this week with them. And another game I'd like to point out here is Henry Ford and Mott. Warren Mott, it was a great team last year. They ended up winning. They ended up coming second in the white to GPS, but in the year before that, they were in the MAC Red. So I know they got a good team. So I don't know. I was kind of surprised Henry Ford became that he made it that close to the game. So maybe Mott might not be as good as we thought they would be this year.
You got to remember too, Anchor Bay took it to Henry Ford.
Yeah, exactly. 40 to what was it? 40-0. Yeah.
So, 40. It was 40-0.
Yeah, the Anchor Bay beat Henry Ford, so maybe Mott's not as great this year. So
possibly.
Yeah. Could be. Like I said, the only kid I know goes to Mott was Brandon, and he graduated there last year, I think. Yeah. So he didn't really have anything good to say about their football program, but I didn't really go in depth with talking about him. So let's look at week 2. Let's see.
Here we go.
Tyler?
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. I didn't know if you were doing it. Yeah. So, all right. For week 2, game 1 of the week, we got Anchor Bay versus the Huskies of Lakeview.
All right.
Here we go.
Sketch, you want to start with your predictions, or Tyler?
Yeah. So,
Tyler, you go first. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Give me 1 second.
In this game this week here, I think Lakeview's a solid team. They just got to move up to white this year, but they're going to have probably, I say, 35 to 40 kids compared to Anchor Bay 60, and I just don't think they're going to – I think they'll make it a close game for the first half, but once we hit the second half, I think Anchor Bay's going to wear them down, and I think at least Anchor Bay's going to win by 10 points here.
10 points. So if you were to create a spread here, what would you say if you're betting?
That 7.5 Anchor Bay side.
7.5 Anchor Bay. That's
Okay.
I'd go. You know what? I don't know. I don't know Genoe. I do talk to a lot of Anchor Bay football players, but I think a lot of guys are motivated, and the Genoe is going to definitely keep on the right track. I feel like Anchor Bay's going to have a strong bounce back here. I would go. I think Anchor Bay's win by +10, or I went from 10 to 14, maybe possibly 2 touchdowns.
I'm actually going to give Lakeview a little bit more credit here. I think Anchor Bay is a good team with a very good system with Giannone, but I think it's a process that's still developing. Anchor Bay is a team that's only going to get better as they play more, but they're still in the early stages. Like they're still working out the kinks. They're still going to make mistakes. Now, I do think they have more people. I think they have better athletes than Lakeview, and I do think they're going to outlast Lakeview. However, they're still going to be making mistakes. You saw that versus Utica. They had some mistakes, and it cost them the whole game. So I'm going to give Anchor Bay a -4.
-4.
I think it's going to be a close game, but I do think Anchor Bay edges them.
Yeah, I do. Anchor Bay, they have kind of had a turnover bug this year. That'd be the only problem. That like you said, a couple key turnovers by Anchor Bay. That could flip the script a little bit, give Lakeview a chance. So that's not bad.
Biggest thing for Anchor Bay is they just have to get their pass blocking a little bit better, and their quarterbacks can't take so long to throw the ball. Yeah. I get sometimes the line doesn't give them the greatest amount of time, but when they do, they're just taking still too long to get the ball out of their hands.
Yeah, Luke Hall, he's got a great arm, but he's just like I said. I mean, that's tough though, because he passes a lot more.
Exactly. Both quarterbacks are very young, so
yeah. And and even before the Anchor Bay system, going through the process, they've always been a ground pound team. Freshman, JV, we rarely pass the ball. So I feel like with Geno's new system, you're gonna have them pass a little bit more. Because our quarterbacks right now, they're not used to passing the ball. Give it a couple of years when we get some guys who are getting used to passing, getting used to the system, like Hazen said, and I think it should look much crisper, much cleaner.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to think this is a new system for seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. Usually you'll have the seniors and juniors who are used to it a little bit more, and they can relate that to the underclassmen. But this is a new coach and system for every single grade. Everybody is still getting used to it. So they need reps. They need more practice. They need practice to get used to the system, and over time, it's going to get a lot better.
That's what I'm saying. These freshmen right now that are practicing this system, by the time they're seniors, they're going to be
exactly. Yes.
So you're exactly right. All right, next one.
Can I add one thing real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I do think one big difference also, going back to what Tyler was talking about, between the Utica game for Anchor Bay and the Henry Ford game was definitely at the line of scrimmage. I think versus Henry Ford, they owned it a lot more. and they were able to run the ball, and they had a lot more pass protection. But against Utica, weren't able to run the ball as well, a lot more pressure on the quarterback, and that's where the mistakes started for them. And not even just that, I feel like on the defensive side too, they were letting them run the ball too much. They're letting them like move the ball, possess the ball a little bit too much. And I think that's going to come key for the rest of the season. Can they control the line of scrimmage?
I agree with that 100%. All right, on to the next game. We got Stevenson and Chip.
Yes, we do. I'll start off here again.
Yep.
I took Stevenson week 1, and I did not take them last week. I think they're going to pull out the upset against Chippewa Valley here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Right.
everybody's been going against them for the last
Yeah.
year, this year. And I think they're a very good football team, and they're underlooked. And I think they're going to surprise a lot of people here again this week, and they're going to beat Chippewa Valley. It's going to be a low-scoring game, in my opinion. I think 14-10.
Okay.
I'm giving Stevenson the advantage by 3. I'm very interested to see what happens with this game.
Yeah, this will definitely be a good game. But I mean, Chippewa, they just blew. Borderline, they blew out a very, very good team in Romeo. I do think Stevenson's a good team. I think they're getting overlooked at. If I were to create a spread for this game, man, like I said, I don't know much. Obviously, Stevenson, I know they got a really good defense. I know they're kind of a ground pound football team. So I am expecting a low scoring game, like you said. But Chippewa Valley, man, I feel like they just got after that game, they made a statement with Romeo, beating Romeo by that much. I'm going to take Chippewa over Stevenson here. Low scoring game, but I think Chippewa is going to come out, with a -3, -4, and -7 in the spread.
I think Stevenson is a really good team, and I think they've evolved into the MAC Red very nicely to compete, and they're now one of the best teams in the MAC Red. Now, with that said, Chippewa Valley came back after week 1, beat Romeo by a lot. They beat them by 20. So I think Chippewa Valley's finally starting to work out the kinks and play more like not quite like the state champ team we saw a couple years ago, but they have the same coach, the same game plan, and I think they're starting to get back to that mentality a little bit. So I do think this is going to be a very good game, but I think Chippewa Valley coaching prevails, and they will win by my spread is about -4 for Chippewa Valley.
All right. Sounds good, gentlemen.
All right, let's head into game 3 here. We got Dakota versus Grosse Pointe South.
Got some good matchups this week, man.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I'll start off here. GPS has been surprising. They're a very good team. They have they have a corner and receiver going D1. So they're both very good, very quick. And Dakota, they lost last week to Stevenson. They did not look well on offense at all. Stevenson's defense is very good. But, even against Chippewa Valley, they struggled for most of the game. And the fourth quarter, they turned on a little bit. They went up 3, got a pick 6 at the end of the game to have them win by 9. But it's a tough one this week here to pick here.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I gotta look up something right now.
GPS has the hot hand, and I think they're going to keep rolling with it. I think it's to be a very close game though. A little more high scoring, somewhere 24-20, something like that. I'll give GPS the advantage by 4. Very interested to see this game as well.
All right. Yeah, like I said, I do think definitely high scoring affair. Both defenses are kind of a little shaky. Man, like I said, GPS, you got those 2 D1 commits. I'm looking at it right now. Let's see. Nope, not South Dakota. Nope, I want Dakota. We don't have enough time to do. I got to do my research beforehand. Anyway, I do think, man, this is a tough one. With a low scoring game when Dakota and Stevenson, I'm going to take GPS here. I feel like it's going to be a very close game. I would say -3. I'll go -2.5 GPS in this spread here. I can't really think of anything else to say. Don't have a whole for both these teams.
I also think this is going to be a really good game, by the way. I think Dakota started off the season by beating Chippewa Valley. That's a statement. However, I think it's the first game of the season. Both teams had a lot of kinks to work out. And I honestly still think Chippewa Valley is a better team. Dakota, obviously, still a good team, but you got to think GPS is 2-0. They've rolled through 2 MAC red teams pretty nicely. I don't see them stopping. I'm going to give GPS a spread by -6.
This one.
And
All
now
right.
game E-course.
This is all right. Yeah.
I'll take the under.
Yeah. I'll take.
Yeah. When I hear I don't know really much about E-course. I think Mott's gonna blow them out.
Yeah.
Unless if E-course was good, I would really hear about them. But when I've looked at the stuff the past couple of years, I haven't really heard about E-course. So I'll take Mott big.
Yeah, and also Tyler is on the coaching staff of Anchor Bay too, as well. For those of you who do not know, so he knows his high school football pretty well. If you couldn't tell, yeah, I think Mott -15, -7, -16. It's going to be a blowout. I don't see, like I said, Mott. They're a solid football team. They just lost last week, or no, they didn't. Excuse me, they didn't lose, but it was a close game to Ford. I do think Ford is better than what a lot of people are giving them. I know Anchor Bay blew them out week 1, but the fact that Mott, they've been a good program for a while. They just kind of moved down to the white. Yeah, I think Mott by a lot. But
See, I've been following high school football, just like playoffs and all that, since I followed it a little bit my freshman year, but got into it more sophomore year. I have never heard of E-course. It's never came up. I know Mott's a good program. I don't know a lot about E-course, but I'm taking Mott big as well, -21.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right.
So now we got Ike versus Romeo. Ike struggled a little bit this year. I mean, I guess week 1, they had a couple of guys injured, their quarterback and I guess a wide receiver. That's what I heard last week. But even last week they struggled against GPS, and I think they'll struggle again this week against Romeo. Romeo's a ground and pound team. I think Romeo's going to really bring it to him, as Romeo's had a rough start to start off with, but I think Romeo's going to prevail, win by 10. I'll give Romeo the advantage by 10, I guess. Yeah.
Yep, I agree with you, Smelt. Yeah, like I said, both teams are solid. They both have been great football programs. They're struggling, which is very odd for them. Both of them kind of struggling to start off the year. But I do think Romeo is going to come out, like you said, that ground and pound. They're just, Ike. They've been very, very shaky. Romeo hasn't been the best either. But I mean, those Romeo kids, man, they are big and they are nasty. I'm gonna have Romeo -10, -7.
I can confirm from my days of playing soccer, you are right about that, about Romeo kids being nasty. They are athletic, they are big, they're physical. They are built different. Okay. So I must say these two teams have both been struggling, but I do think they are both good teams. Just haven't been having as much success in the MAC Red so far this season. I think this will also be a close game, very low scoring. Like both teams are going to be under 20, I think. And I am going to give Romeo very close -3.
Yes.
All right, now we hit into Ford.
Rivalry game.
Yep, big rivalry game here.
Here we go.
Utica really surprised me last week against Anchor Bay. I did not think that I'd see that out of them at all.
Yeah.
And I mean, and Ford, they surprised me against Mott as well, but I don't think Mott is as good as we thought they were. Honestly, I don't think Ford's that great of a team. So I'm taking Utica by at least 2 touchdowns here. I think it's going to be a closer game in the first half with a rivalry, but I think in the second half, I think Utica is going to prevail and win by at least 2 touchdowns.
All right. Now I want to tell you guys something. You guys remember our sophomore year? I think it was 3 years ago.
You're right, yeah.
It was last time we versed LCN. People thought it'd be a close game, and oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Not even from the very first kick, like from the very first possession, you just knew it wasn't going to be close. This is what this game's going to be like. Utica Utica -24, -27. I feel like this game's not going to be close. Utica, they're going to be jumping all over from the start. Ford, like I said, they're solid, but Utica, I just think they're that much better, man. They got a lot, they got a lot of good D2 athletes there, D2, D3. Multiple, and like I said, their quarterback, he's good. So yeah, I'm going Utica there.
Let me ask you this: if Ford couldn't win the line of scrimmage versus Anchor Bay, how are they going to win it versus Utica?
Exactly. Yeah.
Utica and that Utica quarterback, he looked good. Yeah, I know they only played one game, but Utica looked like a very good football team. I
Yeah.
will put. It's a rivalry game, but I still think Utica is going to win big. Spread -28.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how Henry Ford's quarterback Josh Byers does. As he got pulled out week 1 against Anchor Bay, as he was struggling. They could not do anything on offense. And Utica, I'm interested to see what how Utica bounces back after a big win week 1 and see if they still have that same energy they do this week. So
Yeah. That'll be.
yeah. And then now we head into LCN versus Memphis. LCN's a very bad team this year. They're 0-2. They've gotten. I'm just saying this straight. They got beat by Lakeview 28-6. I'm not saying Lakeview's a bad team, but LCN just
Lakeview's not the
they
best.
don't have it this year.
They don't
And
have
I mean,
Right.
but they honestly are. They're playing an even worse team in Memphis. Memphis is a very small school out by Armada. There's no chance this.
I don't know much about their
Close.
football team, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. No chance Memphis even comes close to winning this game. I'm taking LCN by 40. Yeah, I'm taking LCN by 40, man. There's no close.
You think okay.
I did not. Honestly, I did not expect that.
No, by
-40.
40. That.
I don't know how bad Memphis is. I know that it's a small town, small school, but still, -40. Jeez.
Yeah, -40. I mean, all right. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of going to be like the Dolphins versus the Browns here, but I mean, hey, yeah, man, obviously LCN here. I don't know much about Memphis. I know, listen, but sometimes those country boys can surprise you sometimes. Sometimes they can be big and athletic, but like you said, that's just a small school, man. I know LCN's not the best, especially with how many kids that go there. You think they'd be a little bit better, but yeah, I'm taking LCN here. Spread. I wouldn't go 40, but I'll go 14 or 20. I'll go 21, -21.
I really, really want to pick Memphis just for the storyline. Urban school goes to small town city Friday night. Who knows? Maybe they just come out on top somehow. Like they got nothing to lose. They just win. Who knows? But I need to be realistic here. I do think Memphis doesn't have it. I think LCN, although they're struggling this year, I still think they're a slightly stout football program.
Yeah.
So I will give them the edge by net -18. But hey, if Memphis does pull off some kind of crazy Friday night upset,
I would love
could happen.
To see, especially someone who goes to who went to Anchor Bay.
I know.
Memphis. That's like I know Hazen's a Michigan fan. No offense to you, Hazen, but that's like seeing not Adrian. Who was it? Wasn't? Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name. Wasn't it started with that crazy upset a couple years?
Appalachian State.
Appalachian State.
I would be like
oh
Appalachian State, Michigan, as a state, because I'm a state fan as well. I would love that. All right.
And before I stop the screen share, I'm gonna go over the wins and losses from last week. I'm up in first place as I went 3-2. Martin, he had a rough week.
Martin is not doing so good.
Trevor, who's not
I didn't know
on the podcast, went 2-3 last week.
Oh damn! Oh man, I probably would have taken a little more serious.
And then last week he had a solid week with 2-3.
Take that.
We're looking to get on the positive side this week. But yeah, boys, I'm on the share
We're
screen.
pretty much all the same except except that Chippewa game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I think one last thing here before we end our podcast. Now we've been kind of toying around with different names here. Right now it's the Bayside Podcast. Let me open this up. So here's some other names that we got, some other ideas. You guys let us know what you think. Now we have Dubs by the Bay, a podcast. We have Powell by the Bay, HTW by the Bay, or Halftime by the Bay. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like Dubs by the Bay. I like all these. Powell by the Bay, HTW by the Bay, Halftime by the Bay. The Powell one by the Bay is kind of like a little more of an inside joke, but yeah. What do you guys think, fellas? What kind of name you like there? And Tyler, you're muted.
Yeah, I know. I had to talk to I had to do something real quick. Yeah. All right. What's the question?
So what name do you like out of those four options or five options? Four options.
I love Powell by the Bay because Mike Powell, love that
Yeah,
man. He was
definitely.
also my coach for me, so always love that guy. So, what about you guys?
Jason, you got a preference?
Oh man, they all sound pretty good. Dubs by the Bay has a nice ring to it. I won't lie.
I agree.
Yeah, so I'm saying Dubs by the Bay. Even though last week we took an L, but this week we're bouncing back. I'll be here all week. All right. So, guys, oh, do you know he
Tyler
talked?
has a G. Yep, Tyler.
Tyler?
Oh,
No.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
after the game last week, I was able to talk to head coach Mike Gioni of Anchor Bay. Just a little like obviously what happened at the game. They got beat pretty good. They weren't there. They were
Yeah.
flat. And I was talking to him about practice. He said all week at practice, they played like how they practiced. They were flat at practice. They had no energy at practice, and it showed Friday night. They got their butts kicked, and they had no energy. They were flat. And he said next week they're gonna just come out. They got to regroup, have a better week of practice. And I was able to hear a couple things about practice this week, and I heard it's going really well. I'm very interested to see what happens Friday night. So that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Love to hear it. Tyler, you're going to be a great football coach one day.
Appreciate it.
All right, fellas. It's been great talking to you guys. And of course, guys, in about half hour or so, well, actually, by the time this is uploaded, I don't know. But in about half hour or so, will be the Going to Work podcast will be following this. So, yeah, stay tuned. And everyone, have a blessed day. And as always, try and end it like,
Adios, everybody.
Peace out,
Thank you for
everybody.
watching.
Thank you.
If you made it this far, thank you for watching.
yeah, you guys are the real ones. All righty.
Have a good one.
I want to
Yep,
say
see you guys.
I want to say it. I'm going to say it. But I'm not a tar anymore. It doesn't have the same thing. It doesn't have the
Stop,
same.
don't say it. I know exactly what you're
I
going to say.
know
Don't say
you.
it.
I want to say it. Tyler, do I say it?
Say it.
No,
Go
right.
for it.
And remember, guys, it's always a great day to be a tar.
If you're in
Peace out,
high school
everybody.
watching that, I'm sorry.